Morning everybody, welcome to quite a horrible day to be honest today. It's been, it's really quite windy, it's been really rainy and almost hail in the night, kept me awake at home, so I expect it kept the boys awake as well. They are eating their breakfast. Well, I say they, Basil is eating his breakfast, aren't you? And Tommy has finished his breakfast, haven't you? Hey? We're just waiting for the next bit of the morning, aren't you? Hey? Today's video is probably going to be a bit short. I have a few things to tell you, but probably not much going to be going on today, I have to say. It's windy, and as you know, I tend not to do much with Basil when it's windy anyway. But he's also not got any shoes on Thursday when the farrier came to do his feet and give him new shoes. He had a big lump that has been looking a little bit as though it might come off, and it fell off, and he could have got a shoe back on, but we really took the decision that Basil would, here's Daisy. We took the decision that Basil would benefit from having a few weeks without any shoes on, in terms of getting his feet to grow and all the little bits to crumble off around the edge and stuff. His feet don't grow very quickly. Biggest problem with Basil is he does get a bit footsore, so I'm not sure, I can't really remember if I showed you the boots or told you about the boots I bought him early last year for just such an occasion. Now, he hasn't had to wear them yet, but he's got two front boots there, so he can wear them when I want to ride him, but we haven't done that yet, and because it's only Wednesday he had his shoes taken off. That's how much rain we had last night. It came so hard against the back of the tap room that it came under the bricks on the side. That does not happen very often. That's Daisy's little spot. So that's Basil, but actually I've hurt my back as well. I'm not quite sure what I've done. This week I've been moving quite a lot of hay bales from the hay barn to Chesney stable, because I managed to get the farmer to come and to swap some and to take some away to sell on to another customer, because my two haven't been eating it. At the moment I'm considering changing them onto horse hitch, but it is more expensive obviously, but I'm wasting a lot, so I'm still undecided on that. That is still some thoughts I'm having. So in here I have 10 new bales that the farmer bought. I'm not sure they look that much better. And then down here, past Thomas. Oh, are you a bit tired? And in here I've got 12 that I moved, and I'm not sure if that's really what hurt my back, moving all of those, although you wouldn't think it would. I had to lift some of them down from low and possibly didn't do it in the correct way that is recommended, so that's how I did it. It's not awful, but it's very, very stiff for bending down. I suddenly remembered yesterday, the day before, about the stuff that I used to paint on Chesney's feet when he got his abscesses, the stuff that I got from the vets. So I'm painting that on the soles of Basil's feet now to try and harden them up so that he can get better. He's fine in the grass and the field, he's fine on the concrete, he's fine in the stable, but there's a little bit of hardcore between the grass and the yard, as you will have seen. And obviously there's a bit of hardcore around one of the water troughs. The other very noisy today. One of the water troughs doesn't have hardcore around, but their favourite water trough, if you can have a favourite water trough, has got hardcore around it. So I'm trying to toughen up the soles of his feet a little bit. He was a little bit footsore when he walks over the stones at the moment. So I need to do that before I put him out. So I've got to change his robe, to paint his feet. so I'll see you in a little while. Although I was just thinking we ought to have a better shot of Thomas this morning and his muddiness. Tommy's muddiness. You muddy wiggly nose, good boy. What are you doing, darling? You're going to come and stand outside and be a good boy for your feet painting this morning. Good boy. So I've got Basil tied here to eat his breakfast because you can't paint the stuff on the soles of his feet in the stable because all the shavings will just absorb it more quickly than it can absorb into his feet. So I have to pick them out and give them a brush and give them a dry with a towel and then paint them with this stuff. But as you can see, he's all right on the concrete, it's not a problem. It's just these stones on the side here. Normally I put Tommy out and then do Basil here, or the last 2 days I have, but Basil seems a little bit antsy today, and I think it's because of the wind, so I've decided to keep Tommy in while I do it this morning, and I'll have to have a shuffle to get Tommy out in the field first because Basil won't let him through the gate otherwise. They're very silly, these horses. And I still have a very noisy cat. There we go then, so that's the mucked out. It's not very easy when your back's as stiff as mine is, but there you go, never mind, it's all done now and the boys are out in the field. I took the rest of the, as you know, I've been moving the fence a little bit, the temporary fence a little bit over every few days for months. Anyway, I took it down at the weekend because it wasn't enough worth moving it again, so they've got a nice section and then that's it now. So there's no more nice grass until it starts growing. We haven't had much rain. I know I was moaning because it was raining in the night, but that's really a good thing. It was so dry last year, we really need the rain to fill the rivers up, and I'm not sure the ground's going to be able to grow grass and things for this year. We had such a dry summer, so I hope it's going to rain. I don't want it to rain, but I hope it's going to... Never mind. But the boys are fine. They seem to be happy enough and haven't lost too much weight yet. So they're losing a bit, obviously. But then that's not a bad thing because they both get quite round in the summer. And I just go into here because I think the wind probably affects the microphone. I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to have too much grass in the summer. I don't know how I'm going to manage it because Tommy and Basil, more particularly Tommy, obviously can quite quickly put too much weight on in the summer, and without Chesney eating quite a lot of it as well this year, certainly through the spring. I had him till middle of July last year, so we'll have to see how we get on. Not quite sure, as I say, how I'm going to manage it, so that's going to be a bit of an experiment later this year, keeping on top of the grass and stopping them getting too fat and just dealing with it generally. But there you go. Basil, I bought him a stronger bit. I think I mentioned I was thinking about it last time, and I find it very difficult to go into the shop. There's just so many different bits to choose from, and I find it very difficult. So I tried to analyse what you should use each type of bit for and what Basil does and what his problems are. And in the end I came out with a Pelham. At the moment I'm just using it with one rein, so with roundings. I can use two reins. I'm very out of practice with using two reins, so I didn't want to go in with two reins and make a hash of it and upset him. So we've got the roundings with the one rein, and it is making quite a bit of difference. The curb chain obviously is an addition which he didn't seem to be too bothered by, so that's good. Whether he's had one in before, obviously I don't know. I've had him most of his life since he was 6, but he could well have had one previous to that, and he's respecting it more. He's actually stopping when I ask him to, much more quickly than he was doing, and I do feel he's listening more. I'm much more in control when we're cantering than he was the one in control previously. So we'll see how we're going with that. We've only had it a couple of weeks and I haven't ridden this week very much. So I've only ridden him in the school about 3 times with it and out on the hack a couple of times. So it's an ongoing challenge, that one, and we will try and keep you up to date with that. And Tommy's being very naughty about coming in the evenings at the moment. Basil comes in and then Tommy just won't come in. But there we go, it's all good fun, isn't it? So that's it for this morning. As I say, I'm not going to be riding or doing any more jobs today because of my back. So I will see you later when it's time to tuck them up. Bye. Back again, and they're here already, little monkeys. Wonder if they're going to decide to come in or not. No. It's been a horrible day. Looks like Basil's going to come in, but I think Tommy might decide not to, so I'm going to make the dinner and get them in, and then I will update you. What are you doing? You ready to come in? They were pretty keen to come in tonight anyway, so that's good. I didn't really fancy trying to, not chase, but follow Tommy around the field trying to get him in tonight. It's not raining, but it's jolly cold in the wind. Basil's tucking in, and I seem to have found a hay bale that's nice because Tommy's tucking into his hay, aren't you? Hey, is that a nice one, that one? His hair's all sticking up. There's nice mud layer to keep him warm. Not quite sure what it's doing. Mud layer to keep him warm as well, so he's pretty happy. They like their routine. They like to know they're going to get lots of nice food to eat, don't you? Okay. I think we're in for a pretty rough week with the weather, Tommy. It might even snow this week, so you're going to need all that hair. Mind you, if it's really cold and snowy, I shall probably end up popping his rug on for a few days, so we'll see how we get on, but I'll have to scrape all that mud off first, unfortunately. We'll see how we get on a bit this week, really, with the weather and stuff, and how he's getting on, because he has lost some weight. I need to do a weight tape again next weekend, but he's just got a lot of hair, so he looks bigger than he actually is, don't you? All that fluffy hair. Hey, you had weight to lose, but we don't want you to just drop it all off and look like a coat rack, do we? That's it. He's a funny boy because, as you know, they always have an apple. Well, he's always had one, but Basil has one now as well in his dinner. Now, Tommy eats his apple, and I don't think he hardly eats any of the chaff at that time, but then he has a few mouthfuls of hay and then he goes back and eats his chaff. Usually when I go in with the water buckets all to pick his feet out, Basil goes through and eats all his bits of apple first as well, if he can get them. Best bits first. I always leave the best bits till last, but you guys eat the best bits first, don't you? Hey? Hey? Good boy. So we need to change Basil's rug. He's had his nice thick warm one on today because it's cold in the wind, wasn't it, Basil? Hey? But we do quite like your new one. That's pretty much a winner, even if it is a little bit long. He needs a 6'1", don't you? That's always the way. Need a middle-sized one. But this one, although it's heavy, it's not too bad when it's dry. When it's wet, it's awful. But he's tucking in. Are you tucking in? So I'm going to change his rug and give him a little brush underneath as well. We like having a little brush underneath our rug, don't we? Because we haven't managed to go in the arena to lunge. since Tuesday, so Tuesday would be the last day, and he had a nice roll in the sand then. But here we go then, all tucked up and treat time. Tommy's so sweet, because just as I'm walking down to him, his lips wiggle a little bit, don't they? When the first one, now he's eating, but he does like a... Oh, look at that, that was a big bit of carrot, wasn't it? Hey? What's that mud on your top here? Mucky pup. You mucky pup? A bit of hay? Being Farmer Tom? Hey? There's a good boy. He's a lovely pony. Only fault is you won't come in at night, isn't it? Sometimes. Sometimes he comes in like a little angel, and sometimes he's a little blighter. There's a good boy. Eh? Good boy. And you're mostly good, but you were horrid yesterday, weren't you? Yes, you didn't want to come in either yesterday. Anyway, that's it. Sorry, today's video has been quite short. As I said, lots of things not going on, or lots of things going up mean I can't do much, so there isn't much going on, if you see what I mean. Anyway, hopefully we'll be getting back on track soon, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching everyone. Take care. Bye.